was more aimed towards an older age group as opposed to, I assume it's meant to be towards like teenagers, so we can relate to it in terms of like what's going on with us at the moment. But yeah, like, I think it could have been aimed more towards like maybe 16, 17-year-olds, but I think it really fit into the genre quite well as well.
Due to feedback that our video looked like it was more aimed at an older audience, we changed some of the shots of them like dancing and drinking with alcohol, more for them like bowling and messing around, so it's more like fun things aimed more at younger age groups, so that it fitted our audience.
I think the whole way through the video is quite unclear about who was the artist and who was the narrative. So I think the distinction should be made clearer.
Yeah.
I think the distinction should be made clearer by like more separate shots and not just them as a group.
Ready? Due to the confusion between the narrative and the star, we decided to make them in separate locations. So we decided that like the graffiti and the fountains that we took at the beginning we'd only use for like our main singer and our lip syncing. We also decided to not have the narrative looking at the camera because then it sort of looked like it was more like a band or duet singing together rather than two separate pieces.
The pennies dropped. How did my focus stop? I never let desire lead me blind. I can't get enough. Oh no, the voice is strong. You know you done me wrong. I never let a feeling lead my mind. I gotta rise above. Don't need to frown. 'Cause if I was to take you home, what's left when the danger's gone? I never let her feel.
I thought that the lip syncing was a bit repetitive at times. So it was like kind of in the same place. That was good, but it was just all a bit.
Because our audience felt that a lot of our lip syncing was in the same place, we decided to try it out with like different places. We decided that because it was hard for us to keep travelling back and forth to London and to find interesting places which didn't have like too many people from the general public around, we decided to do it in front of a projector. Therefore, like we could just star as the main person in it. We didn't have any distractions. Also, we found it cool because we could put a lot of different backgrounds.
Leave my mind. Would you like to know me better, baby? Think that you could show me better, maybe? Well, I sure don't wanna waste your time. Sure don't wanna waste your time. So let me tell you that I never let a feeling leave my mind. Never let a feeling leave my mind.
Yeah, but I didn't really understand why there were so many lips. There was lips quite a few. Yeah, I didn't get the look. Yeah.
Might be longer. For instance, like the waterfall that was my favourite bit, like the waterfall and the lights.
Well, there's one part when you zoomed in on her lips, when you do that a lot, where she's singing for a bit long. Maybe I was like, oh, it's just lips now.
Our audience felt that there was a lot of confusion, like why the lips were there, but we felt like it was an icon that we wanted to use throughout because the lipstick like allowed us to use colour like throughout our video, and also like to focus on the lips in the zoomed in shots. It was more interesting to add colour. Because we'd used it a lot within that, we wanted to continue to use it and have like flashing shots of it so that it didn't seem random, so that it was more like an icon throughout to keep the colour flowing.
Don't need to frown.
If a leading role of the girl would deny faces.
And what did you think it was about?
A girl breaking up with her boyfriend.
Thank you. Our main artist was a bit of an issue, but we felt like because it was aimed at like our target audience who were 16 and 17-year-olds, they're sort of used to braces and it sort of fitted in more with that.
I was saying, like, you know, at the end when you had the photo and it got like ripped up, maybe like that could be sort of in more focus in a way because you couldn't necessarily see exactly what it was.
We decided that we didn't want to include like the male person in the video too much because the lyrics are more about getting over, so we didn't want to dwell too much on the past. But we did feel like we should address it. That's why we put the photo in. But we feel like if we put any more of the male into it, it would have lost like the focus of the lyrics, which obviously we want our video to link to the lyrics as much as possible.